As most of you probably know, I've recently completed most of the possible levels in Pizza Tower with Pizzaface chasing me all the way through. If you didn't know that, well then, here's the full playlist. Grab a snack and set aside an afternoon or something, I don't know. But anyways, I've recently started working on one final video that would cover every single level, discussing why they're possible or not. In that video, I also wanted to clarify any new discoveries that were made that I haven't touched upon earlier. One of those discoveries was a new way to beat Pig City, this time as Peppino. In my old video on Pig City, you can check it out up here, I said that this room was impossible to do with Gustavo, and instead did the level as the noise. Well, that was a filthy lie. Turns out the strategy for beating this room with Gustavo is fairly straightforward, but I completely disregarded it when I got to the level. The noise update had already come out at the time, and since the noise completely destroys this level, I was eager to experiment more with him. So that's how that video came to be. I realized while making the Ultimate Pizza Face video that I would need to discuss every level with Peppino before mentioning the noise, which led me to come back to this level. Turns out, it becomes a lot more interesting without the destructive capabilities of the noise. Not only that, but we have to deal with some more precise Gustavo sections as well. The full run is in the description. The start of the level is straightforward until we reach the first taxi, where a handcuff is guarding the first toppin. This normally isn't an issue for the noise, as he can simply disregard the handcuff before breaking the metal block and juking Pizzaface, but Peppino needs to do a bit more work. The handcuff would trap Peppino, forcing him to kill it with a drift. They can also be killed by a super taunt, but it's too early in the level for us to get 10 enemy kills. The drift would take too much time however, so it's clear that I need to lure Pizzaface as far away as possible before getting to the handcuff. This can be done by luring him down into this optional side path here, and climbing onto the wall to gain Mach 4 speed to reach the handcuff faster. Diving off this ledge with so much speed would let us get past the handcuff entirely, but we'd end up bonking into this metal block, so that just loses time. Instead, I grab slide off the ledge to reset my speed, intentionally reaching the handcuff as fast as possible. It seems like we're safe to do the drift now, but no matter how fast we do it, we'll end up running back into Pizzaface. And no, doing the drift from the left wouldn't work as we'd need to pick up speed through a grab slide anyway. You can normally Mach cancel right before reaching Pizzaface, but this is actually impossible to do after killing the handcuff. There's some complicated tech involved here that's even featured in multiple Kaizo levels, but I'm way too lazy to discuss it at the moment, and we'll just say that jumping while killing the handcuff would cancel out this effect, letting me Mach cancel before Pizzaface catches up. Now I can either go straight to the top end, or if the metal block wasn't broken during the drift, I can jump on this wall and juke Pizzaface on the left again before going back and breaking it. Either way, you'll have to do another Pizzaface juke after getting the top end. You also have to do this really precise powerbomb into a grab slide to get back to the taxi, which just comes down to timing the powerbomb as early as possible after diving through the gap. You might be asking why I even bother getting this difficult top end, as it can be easily skipped and isn't required for the P rank. That's because going into this taxi gives us enough kills for a required super taunt later, and while it's not the only way of getting enough kills, it's the most straightforward. Also, if I didn't get the top end, I'd get like 20 comments telling me it's possible to get, even if I stated that in the video, and I just don't want to deal with that. I continue on and enter the second taxi, where I have to get the first secret. Getting to it is somewhat tricky due to the awkward section here, but I can drift here to kill the handcuff and jump to break the metal block. And if I timed everything correctly, I would end up jumping over Pizzaface in the process. I end up jumping into the rat balloon, which I can quickly grab out of onto this wall. I then jump off it onto the left wall in order to avoid the handcuff up here, while making my way to the secret. This secret seems completely impossible, as we're instantly trapped by a handcuff while Pizzaface spawns right above us, giving us no room to free ourselves. Thankfully, I can super taunt the handcuff to free myself, after which I jump to the right and into the void to reset my position. I get up the platforms with a couple of cross grabs, making sure to get the pizza sona. Wait, these things are actually called pizza sonas? That's wild. Making sure to get the pizza sona before exiting the secret. The movement up to the third taxi isn't too special, with an up-dock here and a pile driver here to break the metal block faster. The third taxi itself also isn't a problem, where as long as I go moderately fast I can jump over Pizzaface from this rail and make my way to the cop car. Peppino gets arrested for being Italian, so Gustavo has to break him out. He immediately puts in some work, with the fourth taxi requiring some precise wall jumps into this rat balloon before doing jump spins onto the monkey bars. I get the big collect up here and make my way down to the second secret. While this secret isn't much of an issue with Pizzaface spawning so far away, I don't need nearly as many points in this level, so I do a jump spin right after entering, after which Brick catches up to me, allowing me to double jump and do yet another jump spin onto this rail. I then make my way down, failing a wall jump once before exiting the secret. The wall jump section after the second secret isn't too bad as long as you don't mess up, and spin right after getting to the top to avoid landing on the rail here, making the rest of the taxi fairly straightforward. The monkey bar section outside the taxi, similar to the noise, is extremely tight and very fun to do as Gustavo. Immediately, I do 2 wall jumps into a spin to get up here, right before falling down the monkey bars and diving to kill the shrimp here, and then wait for Brick to catch up before doing another double jump into a spin into a dive to kill the other shrimp. I then double jump into this section, once again wall jumping and spinning to make some distance between me and Pizzaface. The spin also combos well into a fast crawl into this gap, which I then jump out of and do another dive here. This is probably my favorite room to do as Gustavo, and while it isn't too difficult to do with Pizzaface, it really showcases the versatility of his moveset very well, and is really satisfying to do. I double jump up to the 5th taxi in the next room, where the movement starts to get even tighter. I do a spin cancel at the start of the room, after which I cancel my mock run and quickly jump onto the top platform here before spinning into the handcuff to kill him and free Brick. Landing on the ground lets me do another spin, this time to the right to narrowly avoid Pizzaface. I then wall jump on the walls here and do a spin off the third one. Something I learned while playing this level is that Gustavo can actually spin forever in the air, just as long as you keep the grab button held, which is useful in making my way down to this platform. Had I been any lower, this handcuff would have noticed me and captured Brick, which would have been tough to deal with. I then double jump right out of the handcuff's range and kick Brick while at the apex of my jump, spinning right after to gain more distance between Pizzaface. After reuniting with Brick at the bottom, I do a double jump here, where I super taunt right after to kill the third and last handcuff. This double jump and super taunt gives Pizzaface a lot of time to catch up, but thanks to the earlier spin and the generally fast movement, I can spin out of the super taunt to escape him. Making my way to Jerome now would be problematic, so I make my way up to the final secret first. The secret isn't too bad, besides this double jump spin and dive cancel into this boost pad. Exiting the secret resets Pizzaface's position, so I quickly make my way down to Jerome and do the rat balloon section one last time to exit the taxi and to get the final top-in. The Pillar John room has a fairly straightforward double jump and spin over Pizzaface, starting the escape section. The only noteworthy thing I need to do now is to get the secret treasure, which I can do by luring Pizzaface up in the jail cell before mock launching and body slamming down to the treasure door. The up door would sadly waste too much time, so I have to sit through this long ass animation just to get a jelly donut. I try to get some extra enemy kills during the lab too. I also end up bonking here, which is kinda funny, but doesn't give Pizzaface enough time to catch me. I end with a time of 5 minutes and 49 seconds, making this the longest level in this challenge by a long shot. Overall, I think this level, as Peppino, is incredibly interesting, and I'd even go so far as to say that the Gustavo movement here rivals, if not surpasses, the Gustavo movement in Gnome Forest. However, the noise makes this level incredibly easy, so most people missed out on a lot of this epic movement, including myself. I'll be continuing to work on the ultimate Pizzaface chase video for now. In the meantime, you can expect a no commentary run of War as Peppino as well, as I said I'd do it eventually. Also, if you're wondering, I probably won't make dedicated videos on Tricky Treat and Secrets of the World. As for Tricky Treat, the level is fairly straightforward, and Secrets of the World is a special case entirely.